back. Good news alert. It's been game on for U.S. Steel lately, and those shares are getting a spike right there by near 4% on a report from Reuters that Arcelor Mittal, that's the world's second largest steel maker, apparently considering a potential offer that's according to their sources. We talked a lot about this, Jimmy, the other day because Cleveland-Cliffs was in the mix. The CEO thinks they're going to get it done. They got a lot of other people want to get in on the action, too, apparently.
Yeah, it strikes me that Cleveland-Cliffs is the right suitor here. Obviously, I'm in the shares. I don't think it's bias showing. I think that what you get there is a combined company where you're controlling the raw inputs. You've got a mix of electric arc furnaces and blast furnaces. You've got the union, and this is probably the biggest point. The union only wants Cleveland-Cliffs to buy the company. The Arcelor Mittal, not surprising. I just think it's a non-starter. I think with where geopolitics are right now, this country wants a pro-union U.S. company to be in the top 10 of market steel producers. They don't want an international company. And I don't think there's any way the union or, frankly, U.S. Steel management will let the company get taken over by an international company.
Do you worry at all that if there are, these alleged other suitors, that it just drives the potential price up to a degree that you wouldn't want Cleveland-Cliffs to do it?
Maybe. I'm more worried about anti-competitive issues. I mean, I'm going to answer your question, but the biggest issue here is anti-competitive, antitrust issues, okay? I think they'll get through it, but it's not easy. It's not a layup. To your question, though, I don't think so. Here's why. What's the company? Escar? I can't remember the company. The private company. Escar? That's not a strategic fit. That's not a company like Cleveland-Cliffs where you're combining the assets in a way where you strip out synergies of $500 million a year. This from a company, by the way, that is notorious for under-promising and over-delivering.
By the way, U.S. Steel's market cap is just about $7 billion.
Let me answer your question more directly, though, because the current premium is 40%, 43% on U.S. Steel from Friday's close. That still would be buying U.S. Steel at 70% of book value. Cleveland-Cliffs is at 1x. There's a little room. Lorenzo Gonçalves is a good negotiator. He's not going to get picked. He's not going to get his pockets picked here.
Weiss, you have a view on this? I mean, you have owned Cleveland-Cliffs from time to time.
Yeah, I do. I have. And what was chided as a bad sale in the 20s turned out to be a good sale. Look, high-quality company. I think it's subject, obviously, to economic vagaries, and the view that I gave on autos is not particularly positive for the company. In terms of the acquisition, it's very difficult, as you know, to get any M&A done at this point. So I think the stock will settle back. However, I wouldn't say that S-Mark doesn't have the synergies. I mean, pretty smart, very wealthy family. We'll leave it to them. I don't think they're just sticking their finger in the air hoping this works. So you've got a bidding war offer, which I find very, very interesting, given where interest rates are right now. And they said they've had multiple levels of interest. So if I owned it, I'd probably take some off the table. If I didn't, I'd stay away because it's always tough playing these, and the acquisition will take a long time to close. So you'll get an opportunity to buy it at a discount to the merger price, whatever it is, when a deal gets agreed to.
Real quick, Jimmy.
Just on the synergies, Steve, I mean, when you look at Cleveland-Cliffs, they produce their own iron ore. They bought a scrap metal company a couple of years ago. They have got all the scrap metal. They've got the yield coming from their auto manufacturer contracts for what's not used there. I hear you, Escar, smart company. I'm not going to come back at you at that. I just think the synergies are so obvious with Cleveland-Cliffs and so obviously not with Escar.
All right. I got to leave it there. We'll take a quick break.